Even if someone pulled the fire pull station, nothing would have happened. Perhaps the biggest problem with this is that it took down their monitoring as well. What's the best kept secret on the internet? MOOC's massive online open course. College courses from universities everywhere that are free to enroll and participate in online. Highly useful but still grossly underrated. They have democratized knowledge and made it available to all. From the world's best universities, Harvard, Stanford, Yale, etc., knowledge can reach the distant corners of Ethiopia to Ernakulam or Tasmania to Timbuktu if you have a decent internet connection. One can learn varied topics starting from negotiations to nephrology and from calculus to cooking. Not everyone on Reddit is an unemployed virgin living in their mom's basement. I mentioned in a post months ago that I work in VFX for a pretty big studio. One of the responses was literally something along the lines of, if you were, you wouldn't have that much time on your hands to post on Reddit. It's almost as if lunch breaks, weekends, and occasional work procrastination weren't a thing. The massive amounts of foreign sites you can use to pirate literally anything. Just Google Translate, download, to Chinese or Russian combined with the name of what you're looking for and you have it. Russians are the best for books and research papers. Chinese have literally every movie, TV series, and game known to man. Single women in my area want to have sex with me. Narrator, they didn't. Literally anything Valve is ever doing. Wanna know when this new game comes out? Too bad. Wanna know if we see your feedback? Too bad. They've stayed silent for a very long time, and I gotta give them credit, it would be pretty hard. I love RadioO.com. You can listen to music from around the world in different decades at the click of a button. Found a lot of great music from it. If you're into world music, definitely check it out. The Wayback Machine and how you can recover deleted news articles, posts and other otherwise unreachable pages. It's the reason nothing on the internet is truly ever deleted. The one caveat: it has to be something that a person had the foresight to save. So you're right in theory, but sadly there are definitely deleted pages that are not accessible through the Wayback Machine. Most of it is through automated crawls and they capture a ridiculous amount of stuff just with that. Deep links on complex sites and stuff like personal blogs get lost without intervention though. You can help. Download the Wayback Machine extension and save pages you see that need saving. Plus you can use it to easily explore website history. The Save Page Now button only works for one page at a time. If you want to add an entire website to the Wayback Machine, you'll need to chat with the folks at Archive Team. These guys single-handedly downloaded Google+ before it was shut down, who run an IRC bot that can blast through web pages with a vengeance. Save 10, Save 20, and Save 30 are premier discount codes on a surprising amount of websites. Anytime on a checkout and just try one of these and 25% of the time one of them works. Edit, honey has been mentioned a bunch. Linus from Linus Tech Tips has actually mentioned that it has saved his company thousands of dollars. Don't buy anything straight away. Leave it in your cart for a week, as long as you've got as far as putting in an email address. Chances are you'll get a discount offer. Source, worked for a company that developed this type of stuff. It's not guaranteed. Edit, no, not Amazon. They have their own machinations. That there are women on Reddit, and a lot of us. It's funny. My wife won't let me tag her in posts because she doesn't want her gender to be known. She used to have a username that made it obvious she was a woman, and I witnessed firsthand how her comments were interpreted on certain subjects. When she changed her username to something gender neutral, that's when I really noticed the difference, and it's quite obvious if you follow it and pay attention. It's sad. A certain service station, fuel company in Australia has a phone app that lets you lock in the price of fuel at your closest fuel station for a week. People have found various ways to lock in the price of fuel at any of their stores in Australia against the terms of services. This gives you huge discounts if your local fuel servos are expensive, at the top of the cycle. If fuel in Brisbane is $1.70 and it's $1.20 in Melbourne, you'd pay as if you're in Melbourne, saving you 50 cents per litre. Technically, every best-kept secret can be easily found on one website. Go ahead and search the Library of Babel. It's an online library that contains every and any combination of the English alphabet, without special characters. It's not procedurally generated. If you search a sentence, it will specifically bring up the hex, shelf, volume, and page that contains that specific sentence. Your whole life story is in that library, your death and birth, your wedding or divorce. All of you have to do is look for it. It's like pi, but with letters. Reddit's karma system. I've seen people try to figure it out, but there's always an exception. The fact that no one can figure out such a large part of a popular website means it's pretty heavily guarded. Or it's completely random. It would be hilarious if it were just some poorly programmed race condition, and they never bothered fixing it. BC, where's the fun in that? Any password that's a slight variation of the main password building block you always use, while internally making note of it. Saying to yourself, oh, that's easy. It's the regular thing, I just changed that character this time. How could I forget it? It's just the one change. This website, slugbooks.com, I think, has free or extremely cheap digital college textbooks. I wanted to test how obscure I could go on this site, so I started looking up direct-to-Kindle gay dinosaur erotica novels. It's not exactly a 100% success rate, but it's not 0% either. I was able to find my billionaire Triceratops craves gay ass, but not pterodactyl turned me gay or pounded by President Bigfoot. I felt this important knowledge needed to be shared with Reddit. The Inspect Element tool on Firefox can be used nefariously if you know how to use it correctly. I used this to change seating locations for sports tickets all the time. It's quite easy. Step 1, purchase tickets for lowest price. Step 2. Step 3, sit in expensive seats. Just kidding. Step 2.0, hit F12 on your browser. This should bring up a web inspector tool. Step 2.1, move your mouse to the ticket which contains the seat location. This should bring up the HTML which contains said location. Step 2.2, edit the HTML to change your location. Step 2.3, close the web inspector and print the ticket. Just note this does not affect the barcode, so if an usher is scanning tickets before you get into the section, it won't work. If they just look at the tickets, you're good. Keep your original ticket on you as well and use that ticket to get into the stadium, because when they scan your ticket to get in, they may be able to see the correct seating location on their device. If they see a mismatch on their device and your ticket, you are also screwed. If you delete System 32, the NSA won't be able to monitor your traffic. Real trick is to open up your computer and cut all the red wires. Those are government bug wires. You would think people aren't this retarded, but my business often involves working on fire alarms. This rather large gym we often work with called saying their fire alarm will not stop going off no matter what. I arrived on site and didn't notice anything wrong with the alarm until I walked in the back area and noticed they had 3 large overhead garage doors put in. Without even looking at the wiring, I asked the manager if the problems started around the same time as the garage door installation. He thought about it and then said, as a matter of fact, I think it did. I walk into the garage area and point out that when the door installers ran the wire for their motors, they had the bright idea to go ahead and cut any conduit, wiring, anything in their way. Wouldn't you know it, the bright red metal conduit they cut 20 feet out of just so happened to contain the fire alarm wiring. Real-life geniuses at work. P.S. The manager I was speaking with wasn't there the day they installed it, but after speaking to the manager that was there, it was revealed that the fire alarm went off as soon as they made the cut. Instead of addressing it, they went ahead and pulled the batteries out of the fire alarm panel as well as killed the breaker for the fire alarm. In other words, if any fire would have happened in the meantime, none of the smoke detectors or horn strobes would have worked. Even if someone pulled the fire pull station, nothing would have happened. Perhaps the biggest problem with this is that it took down their monitoring as well. meaning the fire department wouldn't even get the phone call to show up.
Like and subscribe for more funny, interesting, and scary r/ask Reddit videos.